Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2014 comic series, graphic novel series, Avatar: The Last Airbender: The Rift. So this was 2014 respectively. Last one was November 2014. First one was May 2014. He said with a question mark. March 2014. I know it was a sound. March 2014. So what's the Rift? Right? What is the Rift? What's going on with all these covers? So, there's how do we start with this? Whew. Long ago, there was two spirits, right? There was the Iron General and Lady Tiani. And they were, partners, not in crime, but spirit partners. And they were together in this land, and then all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but as humans progressed, humans built a town, very thriving metropolis city on this land. And so General Old Iron is determined to eradicate the town because it is defiling the, preservation, the nature of the land and on Earth Kingdom territory, technically. But Lady Tiani is falling for this human, a prince, and she turns herself into a human, marries the human, has a life with the human, dies, but then eventually goes back to a spirit because you can't kill a spirit, they just change forms. So an agreement is made between Avatar Yang Chen, who is the airbender prior to Aang. So we have Yang Chen Kurak, who's the waterbender. You have Roku, who's the no, I'm sorry. Where's Kurak? Yang Chen Kurak. Kyoshi Roku? Fire, air, water, earth. Fire, earth, fire. Yeah. Yang Chen, Kurak, Kyoshi, Roku, Aang. Katara. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry, Korra. There's the thing. So we're now in a flashback moment of Yang Chen coming up with an agreement with General Old Iron to leave this city at bay. She'll, make sure that the land is brought back after he destroys it all, after the two of them fight, and the land is brought back. And she says, I will promise this land won't be defiled anymore. We'll make a ceremony out of it. You don't have to attack anymore. So he kind of retires himself. Lady Tiani becomes a statue, like a statue's made out of her in celebration, and then Yang Chen's festival is created, and it's an air nomad tradition. You go to this statue, you bow 4 times, you eat some veggies, and you do some prayers, and all is right? Peace, calm, inner focus. Okay, so that was over 100 years ago. Well over 100 years ago, because Yang Chen was 4 avatars prior to Aang, right? So that was a long time ago. So this festival was still going up until the 100-Year War started, when the Fire Nation eradicated all the air nomads. So there was no more air nomads to keep up with the festival. And so as time obviously progressed, and since there's no remembrance now of this festival to perform this festival, humans created a new city, created a new town. It's now a fully functioning mixed city, if you will, where it's a fire, earthen, I can't talk. Earthen fire refinery. There we go. So a Fire Nation head and a Earth Nation head businessman are working together to create this Earthen Fire Nation refinery to take the crystals out of the ground, and then the fire guy has a secret to take all the iron ore out of the ground. But a town is built, and workers from all over the world are brought there. There's, people from Earth Kingdom, Fire Kingdom. There's Southern Water Tribe people there working as well. There's different benders working in the refinery. There's different machines working in the refinery. So there's a mix of stuff going on, leading to the future. This is happening, and so Aang and company are going to where he assumed would be the nice peaceful valley that he used to go to when he was a kid, to celebrate Yang Chen's festival. He wants to reconnect with the Avatar. He wants to, try to get back into the nomad air nomad civilization to the culture. So they go to the valley. The town is there. He's now trying to convince everyone to leave the town so he can destroy the town to bring it back to its natural state. But there's problems because, you know, Toph's dad happens to be the earthern leader of the businessmen partnership. And we meet Satoru in this as well, who's the nephew of the fire leader. We revisit this particular city in Balance, and then we get the flash forwards of Republic City is either this or the first one, the Udao. I think it's Udao is what Republic City turns into. That I don't remember, to be completely honest, because I know we visit Udao and we visit this city. And Republic City becomes one of them, and I have to look up which one Republic City becomes, because that's a very focal point. And I know we talked about it, but I know in Balance we visit, you know, Satoru is back again. But this is our introduction to Satoru. So Satoru's a nice character. What's nice about these comics is that it's basically season 4 of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I know I've said that before, but it's nice seeing that. It's nice seeing the growth, the development. Zuko is off at the palace with his mom and his stepsister, half-sister, and his stepfather, showing them around the palace. So he's not a part of this Yangchen festival, figuring all this stuff out with moving forward for the future. So it's Toph and her metal benders, metal bending students, the lily livers that she calls them, Sokka, Katara, Aang, they're all there, right? But then General Old Iron is back now because his iron is what they've been taking out of the ground, and they find his mask, and then he now is back, and Aang's trying to connect with Yangchen to figure out what the hell to do. And then eventually Aang destroys Old Iron. He literally zaps him right in the chest, destroys him. He turns into other stuff, goes away. Has a nice heart-to-heart afterwards. Aang has a nice heart-to-heart with Lady Tiani afterwards, she's saying that humanity's instinct is not to destroy specifically, but it's to create. So she's the opposite of Old Iron. So it's a yin to the yang, and it's very well written, in regards to this. So it's not a matter of going back to the original tradition. It's a matter of moving forward. What happens next? The past brought us to the present, and the present will show us how the future can be. How the future can be depends on what we do now, depends on our actions now. I've said this so many different times in so many recent reviews, but it all comes back to the same thing. So Aang changes Yangchen's festival into the spirit-friendly festival, or whatever the hell he calls it. Is it the spirit-friendly festival? I mean, let me get the actual word, because it was cute. Spirits Friendship Festival, excuse me. We're now calling it the Spirits Friendship Festival. So I thought that was a nice change. It's progress because the 100-Year World is over. The 100-Year War is over. It's a matter of how can spirits and humans still interact in a world where it was decimated for 100 years. How can we move forward? What happens next? How do the kingdoms come together to work together? How can the spirits and the humans come together as well? Yin to the yang on all fronts. Very, very smart, very quick, very fun, very fresh. Absolutely love this. The Rift 2014 graphic novel comic book series. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.